we'll see the Cleveland Cavaliers and the Toronto Raptors. Thanks for joining us, everyone. It's the NBA on 2K Sports. Here's the starting group for the Cleveland Cavaliers. The two stars, LeBron and Love, at the 3 and the 4.
Kyle Lowry, an inside-outside scoring threat. He's become a deadly three-point shooter. Despite his relatively short stature, he's able to drive inside and finish effectively because of that great strength.
Timeout is called. First of the game for the Cavaliers. And for Lowry, not much of an in-between game, but that may be by design.
Yeah, he gets to that rim and beyond the arc. That's really where he makes his hay. And as long as you can do it the way he does, which is often and with efficiency, the mid-range game is something you can work on later.
LeBron, no good.
Oh, man, that was unreal.
Mark it up.
Putting on a show for these people.
I cannot believe he pulled that one out in the course of an actual game. Are you kidding me?
Oh, man. Might as well flaunt it if you've got it, Clark.
Again, James missing. Now, here's Valanciunas. And Williams with the basket on the assist from DeRozan.
Well, some weak defensive coverage there, and I'm pretty sure they didn't plan on starting this game out like that, giving such easy access to the rim.
James, the pass to Mozgov. And out of bounds as the Raptors gain possession. For Toronto, they've gotten their first 3 shots to go in for them to start off this game. Johnson sends the screen for Lowry. Over in the corner, Williams connects from three-point range. Williams has got 5.
And they're on fire. They've made 4 straight shots to get this thing going.
Timeout called the Cavaliers. And we're about a minute and a half into the first quarter.
The Cavs just never really built any consistency last year for long stretches. And, you know, when that happens, it's hard to get wins away from home.
Now here's James to halt the run. And out of bounds as Toronto gains possession. For Toronto, they've gone 4 of 4 to start. So a nice offensive rhythm to start here. Williams attacking. Outside for Lowry. Back to Williams. A chance there to push it to double digits, but it's off the mark. Cleveland, as you said, struggling on the road last year. Only 14 road wins. That's not going to cut it.
They really can't allow him too many open looks like that. I mean, that's just inviting trouble.
DeRozan, a screen on Irving. The wide open look here for DeRozan. That falls. Nice feed that time from Kyle Lowry.
Excellent ball movement there, guys.
Yeah, I think that's what's keyed this run, Clark, because they're keeping the ball moving. The defense hasn't been able to set up.
Well, a big part of the problem for Cleveland last year was talent on the roster, so we can assume things will be different. Clark on the road for him this season.
Things are going to be different in a lot of ways as long as LeBron is leading the way. And they'll be on the same page. He'll make sure of that. So look for a lot different outcomes in Cleveland.
Here's Valanciunas. Great pass to set up the lay-in.
Their offense already flowing. Some stellar shooting while jumping out to this lead.
Well, high-quality shots, and they've been on target with them.
Good solid defense on the perimeter there, challenging the shot and not fouling.
Even the best shooters can be bothered by his defense. Well, you look at Amir Johnson's offensive game, certainly a fit for today's NBA. Not really a huge post-up game repertoire, but he gets off the floor, runs the court, finishes around the rim, and he's able to spread the floor because he's a good jump shooter.
Tristan Thompson, he's checked in for Mozgov. In the corner, Smith with it. And another miss by Cleveland. Raptors leading by 10. The wide open look here for DeRozan. Not wasting any time and taking the shot and knocking it down.
Boy, what a fantastic opening quarter for them.
Yeah, it sure has been. Look at the lead they've jumped out to already. Impressive.
Timeout called, Cleveland.
Lou Williams now about 2 years removed from his ACL tear, and a lot of times you can play a year but really not feel 100% until the following season. So hopefully he gets back to the level we saw him in Philadelphia.
And the Raptors with some changes. Patterson comes in for Johnson, and it's Ross in for Lou Williams. Iman Shumpert is checked in for Cleveland. Matthew Dellavedova comes in for Kyrie Irving. First quarter of action, just under 3.5 minutes played. Out of bounds, Cleveland will take possession.
And you talk about Williams in Philadelphia, the Sixers really featured him in their offense with great quickness coming off screen. Boy, he was a terrific scoring sub off the bench.
The drive by James. Tries again. Jump shot is good.
He's fortunate that shot found the bottom of the bucket. It wasn't the highest quality look.
Out to the wing. Here's Patterson. And it comes off the front of the rim. And for Williams, so much of this game built around his quickness. Getting healthy could make Buck, I think, a huge difference.
And that's certainly the hope, Kevin. Traded away by his home team, the Atlanta Hawks. No doubt motivated to prove he can still contribute at a high level.
That's good.
They're really struggling defensively, giving up too many easy buckets.
And they've been on fire offensively as a result, Clark.
Now here's LeBron. He's got 6. Shumpert. And Valanciunas with the block. Raptors leading by 8. Left side, DeRozan. And stolen by Love. It's a 4-second differential between the shot clock and game clock. Steps back and shoots. And a kind roll that time off the rim as that one falls. Lowry's got his second basket of the game. From the arc. DeRozan with the rebound. Now here's Ross. He's been patient so far. Nothing yet on the scoreboard. Oh, the buzzer beater. Amazing.
How about the killer instinct on display there?
Wow.
Fantastic.
He didn't.
The first quarter concludes in a double-digit lead on the scoreboard. The Raptors out in front. They lead by 13. And we'll be back in just a moment with the start of the second quarter. And welcome back. It's been all one-sided so far through the first quarter as our second quarter gets underway. And guys, what do you think about the hustle stats here for the Raptors?
They've set the... Oh, ridiculous move. Tore it down that time.
Even when they're down, he's still looking to do the spectacular. And he pulled it off.
Well, maybe this is the best time to do it.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, now's when they need a little spark anyway.
And there's the foul on the shot. He'll go to the line for 2.
A career best performance from Kyle Lowry last season, posting best in scoring and assists. A lot of people felt like he was the player most egregiously overlooked when it came to the All-Star game.
Tyler Hansbrough is checked in for the Raptors. And Lowry, arguably the Raptors' best player last season. Despite that, Steve, he was the subject of repeated trade rumors.
Well, it was such a curious situation for Toronto. On one hand, they were trying to rebuild at the beginning of the season, maybe get a top draft pick, and then all of a sudden they started playing well. In the end, no trade. Lowry becomes their best player, and then he leads them to a top 3 seed in the playoffs. So it's kind of a strange season.
And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, Doris Burke. Doris, over to you.
Well, guys, Kyrie Irving, the #1 pick overall back in 2011, a player who promised himself he'd play in the NBA when he was just in the 4th grade. He said that came from his father. Confidence, confidence, confidence. That's all my dad preached. He'd always tell me, Kyrie, you could be this, you could be that. My dad had more belief in me than I had in myself. Gentlemen.
It helps having people boosting you up, Doris. Thanks. And Thompson kicks to Irving. Cleveland moving the ball around.
That's the kind of lead pass we've seen him make over and over again.
And J.R. Smith picks up the foul. That's his first foul.
Second team foul.
Second quarter of play with around 2 minutes gone so far. Outside DeRozan. And that's out of bounds. Toronto will retain possession.
Remains Toronto ball. 10 seconds on the shot.
Smith against Williams. The wide open look here for DeRozan. And it's off from 3-point range. Well, the Toronto Raptors guys looking at a rebrand for a team starting next season to celebrate their 20th anniversary in the league. Boy, time flies. New colors, Steve, and a new logo.
Yeah, they'd even considered a name change, but decided to stick with the Raptors. But a chance perhaps to go with that bird of prey connotation rather than a dinosaur.
And Tristan Thompson gets the whistle that time. That is his first foul of the game. The Raptors making a switch here. Valanciunas is checked in. LeBron's checked in for Cleveland. Matthew Dellavedova comes in for Irving. Here's DeRozan. That falls. Nice feed that time from Kyle Lowry. And that's now 11 points for DeMar DeRozan. Dellavedova kicks to James. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. Clark, if you were trying to craft in your imagination the ideal flawless basketball player, you'd have a hard time doing much better than LeBron James.
The 21st century version of the best video game player ever, and also happens to be the best real game player ever, too. I mean, one of them anyway. That's why Eric Spoelstra, the coach, called him 1 through 5, and that's a perfect way to describe LeBron James.
And for LeBron, has he reached his peak? He says he's still a relative newcomer to working down on the block, and that's one area he's continuing to improve, developing moves and then counter moves against post defense.
Well, he's not a guy that's just going to settle for pulling up. When he has an opportunity, he's going to take it strong to the hoop. And for LeBron, he said he didn't enjoy posting up earlier in his career, but as his command on the low block has improved, he's got more comfortable with it. And I think now it's something that he really relishes.
Deflects the pass. Ahead. It's hauled in by the Raptors. Valanciunas has got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight.
More often than not today, those shots have not dropped for him.
Patterson can't get it to go. Cleveland shooting their 6th and 7th free throw attempts tonight.
Well, they were 75% free throw shooting a season ago.
First free throw is good.
Bit of a controversial statement last year when LeBron said that there are no longer any real rivalries in the NBA anymore. Seemed off at first, but he might have a point.
Chuck Hayes, he's checked in for Valanciunas. Picked by Williams. Off target at the rim. And the logic LeBron used in making that rivalry statement was that all of these players, Clark, have known each other for so long, coming up through amateur tournaments, AAU and the like. And
not to mention, Kevin, that with how free agency is structured now, there's a lot more player movement going on. Still, I can't get 100% on board with what he says because there are teams that clearly don't like each other. And the lead just grows on that ridiculous offensive sequence.
You know, Clark, that dunk alone would have been spectacular. Never mind it coming at the end of an alley-oop.
Yeah, that just added more to it.
Yeah, what a beautiful connection on that play.
4 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. And the officials will call the illegal screen right there.
Now, tough call there on that illegal screen.
He didn't look set to me, Steve. I thought that was a good call.
Outside Williams. And it's Hayes in the corner. Here's Patterson. Nice jump shot. Good. And the Raptors lead by 15. Here's Mozgov. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him. Near the three-point line, it's Love. That misses, would have counted had it gone in. And the first half is now in the books. Raptors lead by 15. We'll be back shortly live from the Air Canada Centre in downtown Toronto. And as we welcome you back, we begin our second half. So far, not a tightly contested game, guys, but, you know, anything can happen.
What a game we've seen here for DeRozan. 13 points, and from long range, he's hit 1 3-pointer.
Yeah, and you'd expect by the end of this game, I'm sure the numbers are going to look even better.
Third quarter action getting rolling right now, brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's who's on the floor. So the Raptors 5 right now. Amir Johnson at the 4 with Valanciunas at the pivot. Lowry and Williams, the guards. And it's DeRozan in at the 3 slot.
You know, sort of surprising he goes for a slam that difficult while they're trailing.
Yeah, but still, you know what? A magnificent move to the rim.
Guys, look, I don't know what the score is. That's the play we're all going to remember from this game.
The drive by James. The kick out to Irving. Some nice passing by Cleveland here. The wide open look for Love. Yes, and it's Smith with the assist that time. Love's got his first 3 points of the game. Well, the Cavaliers largely underachieved last season. A big part of that was constantly dealing with distractions the entire season, it seemed.
Yeah, it certainly appeared that way. It was always something with players fighting in-house or items getting leaked to the media and causing things to get stirred up. It's very hard when those distractions are circulating for you to be effective.
The Cavaliers making a switch here. Thompson's checked in. Out of bounds. Cleveland will take possession.
Boy, that's embarrassing, guys. He's going to have a hard time living that one down later when they watch it on tape.
Timeout called the Cavaliers. And with Cleveland, it was just a train of events that led to the bad environment between players getting into it with each other and saying they wanted out of Cleveland. Some players saying it was about their brand and nothing else. They did everything they could do to get things in order this summer and did a pretty good job at it.
On better footing now, for sure.
Catching up on the changes for Toronto. Ross comes in for DeMar DeRozan. And it's Vasquez in for Williams. Lowry inside the line. And that one's on target from the wing. Lowry's got 7 points in the game.
And for the Cavs, they needed to have a big change in culture, and they seemingly did that with bringing LeBron back into the fold and hiring Black. You can expect them to be solely focused on winning games this season.
And the jam by J.R. Smith.
You know, sort of surprising he goes for a slam that difficult while they're trailing.
Yeah, but still, you know what? A magnificent move to the rim.
Agreed. Guys, look, I don't know what the score is. That's the play we're all going to remember from this game.
Now let's send it to Doris from the sideline.
Well, Well, guys, the Cavs' David Blatt, the first ever NBA head coach directly hired from the international ranks. Though he grew up near Boston, a die-hard Celtics fan, he represents all the aspiring NBA coaches from abroad, saying, quote, "I feel a great sense of responsibility. I feel like I've got to do a good job." Kevin, he's certainly got the personnel to do it.
A roster loaded with talent, Doris. Indeed. Thank you. Cleveland with the ball. They're on a 12-4 run right now. Thompson. And stolen by Kyle Lowry. Vasquez can't get it to go.
Well, I don't really know what to call it other than maybe the shoelace incident. But remember last year, J.R. Smith got himself into trouble for untying Sean Marion's shoelaces during a free throw.
Ross dishes to Lowry. Here's Valanciunas. And he gets the bucket. Valanciunas has got 9.
He was the first one to react to that miss. Excellent anticipation on his part. A hustle play on the putback by him.
And it's Smith missing. Toronto leading by 7. And Ross with the slam.
Phenomenal alley-oop slam right there, guys.
They're taking advantage, Clark, of a team that looks lost out there.
Yeah, this is threatening to get kind of ugly out here.
Smith with a wide open look. Yes, and it's Irving picking up the assist. Irving's got 5 assists in the game. There's the screen. Lowry with the ball. Guarded now by Irving. No good from Ross.
Boy, he's got a nice-looking stroke. That almost went in.
Yeah, a lot of times he'll hit that shot regardless of the defense.
And the foul called on Terrence Ross. That's his first foul. Some changes for Toronto. DeMar DeRozan, he's checked in for Terrence Ross. And it's Williamson for Vasquez. Then for the Cavaliers, Kevin Love's checked in for Mozgov. Shumpert comes in for LeBron. And it's Matthew Dellavedova in for Smith. Well, last season, Tristan Thompson made the decision to change his shooting hand, Clark. He went from shooting with his left to now shooting with his right hand.
Yeah, I've not heard of anything quite like that before, but he improved his free throw shooting substantially as a result of the change, and he gets to the line fairly often, so I think that's a nice development. I love that young man's work ethic and what he brings to a team in terms of rebounding and physicality.
I think LeBron's going to like playing with him.
I agree.
Nobody near Williams. No good from outside. And that one's good. They got on this roll a while ago, and they just haven't looked back.
Boy, the floor really opened up for him there.
It sure did. A good job getting it started before the defense can get itself set.
And at the close of the third quarter, still a close game, and both teams putting up points in a hurry. Toronto ahead, up by 2. And we're coming back in just a moment. Get ready for the fourth quarter of action when we return. Here comes Kyrie Irving. And so in the game for the Cavaliers, Kyrie Irving is out there with Matthew Dellavedova. Then there's Iman Shumpert. Then it's Thompson. And it's Love in at the 4 spot. Williams gets to DeRozan. Up high to stop the alley-oop.
Incredible timing on the alley-oop.
He absolutely hammered it down.
And that's the play we're going to remember when this game is all said and done.
Lots of room. Misses off the left iron.
There's no getting around the simple fact that that's a shot he has to knock down.
DeMar DeRozan, a first-time All-Star last year. He improved his long-range shooting on wing threes up around 40%, and that allowed him to shoot the best overall three-point percentage of his career.
Mozgov, he's checked in for Cleveland.
And DeRozan last season cracking 30% from long range for the first time in his young, promising career. That outside shot has been the missing part of his offensive game because we know he can get to the rack.
good on that shot, and with that, the Toronto lead is cut down to just 3 in the basket from Kyrie Irving. Here's Patterson. A shot by Lowry. Wide open. And again, no good by Toronto.
More good work on the glass there. When it's all said and done, I think rebounding might well tell the story in this one.
And that should tilt things toward them. I mean, they've been winning that battle.
Talk about DeRozan attacking inside, Steve, last season among the top 5 in free throws made.
Yeah, 6'7", he's strong, he's athletic. You know, he has the ability to finish in the lane, and I just like the way he's improved as a passer as well, getting his teammates involved.
There's a screen by Williams. Lowry passes to DeRozan. That is good.
They stepped up their three-point shooting game in the second half. They're letting it fly out there with reckless abandon.
Now they're feeling confident, and they're in a good flow offensively, so why not just keep firing from out there?
Lowry dishes to Hansbrough. Outside DeRozan. Over in the corner, Williams. And blocked. And that'll be Toronto as it goes out of bounds. Raptors retain possession. Amir Johnson's checked in for Hansbrough. Cleveland also making some changes. James checked in for Shumpert. And Smith subbed in for Matthew Dellavedova. Johnson. Mozgov grabs the board. Mozgov's got 6 rebounds here tonight. And there's a whistle. That's going to go on Timothy Mozgov. That's foul number 2 for him. Jonas Valanciunas, he's checked in for the Raptors. Pass to Johnson. Launches it. Another miss by Johnson. Smith drives in. Kicks to Mozgov. Wallace with it. And it's Johnson picking him up. Some nice passing by Cleveland here. Passes it to Love. Lock at 6. And there's a nice one-handed slam. There it is, guys. That Olay defense. Just watching him go, Clark, right by.
I think we might be seeing which team is ready to take control of this game.
Yeah, that's a dunk that could absolutely get them going. I agree, Clark.
Williams gets the bucket.
Defenders need to recognize and be alert to staying on him as we get into crunch time.
LeBron kicks to Irving. And the pass to Love. It's stolen by Johnson. Throws it up high.
Soft touch on both ends of that ready alley-oop.
Now, I gotta say, Clark, when he threw the pass, I didn't know where it was going to go.
We saw it. Ended up right where it was supposed to, in the basket.
Anybody knew where it was going to go.
And the Cavaliers call time here. They're behind by 7. 1:21 left in the fourth. Ross is checked in for Toronto. Vasquez comes in for Kyle Lowry. A moment to check in with Doris Burke. Doris?
Yes, Kevin, during that last break, I heard David Blatt as he addressed his team. He laid out the X's and O's and told them, we're still alive, guys. We've just got to work together, trust each other, and play our backsides off. Kevin, we'll see if they've got enough in the tank to get over the top.
Toronto leading by 6. Kicks it out to Vasquez. Williams for 3. Puts up the baby hook. Can't get it to go.
Tell you what, guys, his size really comes into play when there's a rebound battle going on. He's got an advantage in there.
It's good. What a beautiful shot to bring him to within 3.
He's really looking to stretch this lead out, even with the cushion they have. Still letting it fly from long range. I love the aggressiveness.
Ross sets a screen for Williams. He feeds it to Ross. The Raptors need to get a shot. And it was still over the rim. Offensive basket interference. Timeout called the Cavaliers. They trailed by 3. 17 seconds left to play here in the fourth. The Raptors making a switch here. "17 seconds left to play in the final quarter. Irving drives in. Out to the right wing. Got a piece of it. And they foul intentionally. They're going to have to do that now again and again. They're not in the penalty yet.
That's right. No other option but to foul and hope for some misses.
Yep, you got to extend the game here. Try to keep that clock from moving.
That's his second personal foul.
Good on the first, and that gives them a 4-point cushion.
Shooting for Toronto, DeMar DeRozan.
He's off on the free throw, unable to get that second one to drop in. You guessed it, we're going to have a technical foul here. They tried to call a timeout, but already had used all of them. Steve, I think, just lost track of the situation.
I'm not sure I remember the last time I've seen this happen. And the strangest thing is that, the players and the coaches will immediately acknowledge the situation in the huddle, during the final timeout. But somebody got a mixed signal there.
And that's why we hardly ever see this. But I guess the message didn't come across that time. Out of bounds, Cleveland takes possession.
Where was he going with that pass? I mean, that's just an awful turnover.
Here's Love. No good on the quick three. And so it's Toronto winning this one. They came, they saw, they conquered.
Hey, Kevin, to me, any win is a good win.
Thank you for joining us for this presentation of the NBA on 2K Sports. For Clark, Stephen Doris, and the rest of the crew, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time. Last but not least, here is your Jordan player of the game, DeMar DeRozan.
Yeah, another one of them flip mode joints. Bust around, y'all. Word mother, y'all. Check it out, y'all. Just swing to the left, swing to the right. Make it feel good, make it feel alright. One time, feel good, yeah, y'all. Bust the rounds in the place, y'all. Nigga, you feel real good, y'all. Flip mode is the squad in the place, y'all. Buck wild to all of my who don't care. Floss like a bunch of young black millionaires. Making you run me and my stack.
Hey guys, on this week's episode of NBA 2K TV, we'll be breaking down all of the action in the My Park Championship and chatting with Trevor Ariza about his badges. So click on this button below to start the show.
And now, the 2K Sports pregame show, brought to you by Sprite.
Hello again, everybody. I'm Ernie Johnson along with Shaquille O'Neal on 2K Sports and the NBA.
Hey Hey guys, on this week's episode of NBA 2K TV, we'll be breaking down all of the action in the My Park Championship and chatting with Trevor Ariza about his badges. So click on this button below to start the show.
And this is warfare, cause back in the day my clouds was gray and it seemed like my angels couldn't blow them away. But then I sold my first verse and copped that NSX, but I was still riding in them.
Hey guys, on this week's episode of NBA 2K TV.
You got it like that. Can I have it like that? You got it like that. Can I have it like that? You got it like that. So drop your purse and grab your hips and act like you're trying to get this money right quick. So can I have it?